I'm Duke Diver, resident manager of this resort community. Music!
As a new resident, I think you're going to be very impressed with what we have here.
Oh, tango, tai chi. People just seem so happy here.
Duke. The Duker.
The Duke.
He's a resident champion of everything around here.
Who is that in my parking spot?
It's Mr. Diver's spot.
Mr. Diver make you wear those clothes.
There's new food on the buffet.
What the? 20 minutes, he's got him lined up for a three-way.
Four-way if anybody's counting. I heard this is where the action's at.
Where you from, Leo?
I'm a citizen of the world.
Military?
Ex-military.
I gotta warn you, cousin, we play for real money here.
Some big brass wavos he's got.
Did you move to Billickree just to piss me off? No, that was just a happy byproduct. You and I, just getting started.
Tell me about how I'm supposed to live.
This was not an accident.
Somebody wants me dead.
Leo, you gotta get me the hell out of here. Why would I do that for you? I got a big secret. You wanna hear it? Nope, not really.
I was the star witness against the mob.
And you went into witness protection.
You can't even do that right. Agree to disagree, babe. I think you and I could become cherished friends, Leo.
You need therapy.
I wonder if he could lift me like that.
Do you men hear yourselves?
No. Oh, should we? This is thrilling. Stay calm. Probably just a gasoline leak.
So it's an electric car.
Did you ever change your appearance? And mess with this? I don't think so.
Hello, hello, hello.
Renee, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Talk to me about just getting started. You're working with Ron Shelton here for the second time, right? You worked with him on Tin Cup. What's it like doing a movie with these two guys?
They're 8-year-olds fighting over a truck. I'm the truck. And honestly, the funny thing is I don't think Morgan's done a lot of comedy, so I was really surprised to see them. But there were times that they would be acting, one time in particular, doing a scene, and I thought, oh my God, they've turned themselves into 8-year-olds. And I was in a movie theater suddenly watching them, like enjoying myself, and totally forgot my line. So they were good together. They were a lot of fun together.
Do you wish you got to play an 8-year-old a little bit more?
Oh God, yes, I do. I mean, Suzie she was a straight one, barely hanging on a little bit, but yeah, that'd be fun to play an 8-year-old.
Because
I am an 8-year-old.
Yeah, you have an incredible energy. You're buoyant and hilarious. I think you would play a wonderful child.
You know what? I think we're always, like, I know when I'm speaking to a younger person like yourself, but I'm as young as you are.
I'm elderly at heart.
Yeah, are you?
No.
You never change, though. So I'm an 8-year-old, maybe a 17-year-old, 27-year-old. You're just older on the outside, but you're the same always when it comes to love and romance and competition and all of that. So
are you a competitive person?
You know what? I'm not. I'm actually not. Maybe I'm so competitive that I don't like to play games for fear. I mean, maybe I'm really competitive and don't know it, and maybe that's why I don't like to, play games. But I don't think I am competitive.
I have that too, where I'm not sure if I'm competitive.
I mean, I might be. But I don't, like, if I don't win a game, people cheat. My sister's a cheater. I mean, she will literally cheat on a game. Like, and we know she cheats, and she cheats anyway. She has to win. So I'm kind of not, I don't really care.
I never cheat to win. I cheat to make a spectacle of the whole thing, because it's funny when someone cheats. I'll be the butt of the joke for everybody, then we'll move on with the game.
So you'll cheat on purpose?
Yeah. I mean, I'll confess to it very quickly if no one noticed, because it's just for fun. It's just as a joke, you know?
Right? Because you're so competitive. We're probably so competitive that
I'm competitive
that's
with
the way
a
we
guilty
roll.
conscience, I guess.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
So what made you want to work with Ron Shelton again since Tin Cup?
So because Tin Cup was so much fun, and I got the script, and honestly, I didn't even open it. I said, I'm in, Ron. I'm in. I didn't know who it was. I didn't know who he's with, but he writes so beautifully for women, and I don't work that much. I'm like, really? Do I have to get out of bed?
Is that true? I mean, I look at your credits.
I don't like it. I mean, no, I'm sorry. No, I sound like such a spoiled. I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for the job I have. I am. But if I'm playing another watered-down version of something I've already done, than just pass.
Yeah.
But because it's Ron Shelton and he's so great, I said, okay, I'll get up early for that because I usually go to bed when people are getting up. So I have to change my clock around. But then he said it was in...
Are you a night owl? Is that what you just...
Oh, my God. It's terrible.
What do you do in the middle of the night?
Like the world is mine, and I love the moon, and the moon is mine, and everything is mine. And it's like, it's 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I should go to bed soon. I start watching documentaries at 1 o'clock.
So do I. I get this completely. If I'm not in bed very early, I will go the rest of the night.
Forever.
Yeah.
I would go till 3 would be good, and I'd be up at 11. How many are night owls here? I'm just curious. See, I am so sick of feeling guilty. So like a quarter of you are night owls. How many are really good morning people? Like morning are good. You said you were a night owl.
I am a night owl, but I'm also a great morning person.
Oh, I hate you. Well, how much sleep do you get?
Even if I'm working off of just a few hours of sleep,
right?
Within like 20 minutes or so of waking up, I have a lot of energy for the first couple hours of the morning.
Oh, God. I have good energy
Renee.
for 2 hours, and then I'm gone for the rest of the day. I need 8 hours and a nap. 9 hours and a nap would be perfect. It's just I have that chemistry. I mean, I know that you have a double life. Yeah. Like you have half more hours in your life than I do. But I love to sleep. So that's why movies are harder.
Because you got to wake up at like 5. You got to get to the makeup trailer by like 5:30.
And then it's like, oh my God, and then makeup. I think if I could snap my fingers and my hair and makeup would be done, I'd be cool. Like if I take my head off and then just have it done and sleep, and then like I'd be up for that. But I mean, it's the makeup in the morning. It's looking in the mirror in the morning. It's like, how are you going to pull this shit together? I was just like, please.
You look amazing. What are you talking
because my other face is in my makeup artist bag. This is the one that she carries with her. So, you know, it's like Kayla. It's like, Kayla, you have your work cut out this morning, and I'm like so tired. She has her. I love her. She's the best. Kayla Wong, thank you so much for my face. But yeah, so I think if I could just, not have to go through that process.
When did you decide in your career that you were like, I don't want to do movies that much. I don't want to work on stuff that much.
When?
Yeah.
10 years ago, I just thought, and I took a long time off and just gardened because I just, there are other things that I love, and there weren't that many great roles. So I just thought, well, if something really good comes up, and I love Ron, and I love the way he writes, and except for that, he said it was shooting in the desert in August. And I literally called him, and I was disappointed. I said, Ron, you don't want me in the desert in August. For real. Like, I have no internal cooling system. And I didn't have it in my 20s, and now, if it's not 78 with a breeze, anything over that, I will pass out. And I did it on a film already, and I said, I can't.
When did you pass out before?
I passed out in Florida. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't realize I was this bad. And I was out there, and about 10 minutes later, I fell on the ground. They couldn't shoot for like 2 hours. There was only one other person that was that bad. But I can't handle the heat.
What project was that on?
Okay, wait. It wasn't Get Shorty. It was the other one. Oh, my God, you're embarrassing me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I have no mind left. Sounds like shit. Okay, you know what? By the end of the movie, at the end of this, I might.
Was it around the time of Get Shorty? Like
yes, it was around the time.
Renee
I had blonde wig on. It was in Florida. Oh shit! Life is like Groundhog Day for me. Someone must know it. Like I have all the information, I live my life, and then I remember nothing. Like if I read a book, why bother? I mean, I enjoy it at the moment. I remember nothing about it. Big Trouble.
Oh yeah, okay, Big Trouble.
Big Trouble. So fell down, and then it was a night shoot, so I was okay. Anyway, I said, look, Ron, I can't do it. He goes, well, we'll get you an ice truck. I said, you mean like an ice cream truck? And I said, because it's gonna have to be really cold. Anyway, he got one. So I was fine.
What is a
because-
nice truck?
Like literally,
A truck.
with ice that you go into, and it's like, okay, get really cool so you're freezing, and then you'll have like 15 minutes of to be able to be in the middle of the desert.
So it's just it's like a walk-in freezer on a truck.
Kind of.
It's a meat locker.
It's a meat locker with ice cream. It's like an ice cream truck. Ding, 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 ding. You know, one of those. So.
I got it.
So anyway, I didn't use it. I didn't need it. It was unusually cool weather. So.
Oh, in what desert were you shooting in?
We were in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
It was beautiful, and I love Arizona. I love the desert. It's calm and chill and cool. And for someone like me, prone to anxiety, I love the desert. And he shoots in we shot also Tin Cup in the desert, so it was great. I like Arizona.
So he likes shooting in the desert.
He loves it, and I love it, but I just can't be in it. So I can't. I could be. You know what I do? I carry. This is a true story. I've embarrassed my daughter so many times. I carry a spray bottle, like literally a spray bottle, and I just constantly just.
Your daughter makes fun of you for it?
I embarrass her with everything I do, but I do. I take a spray bottle.
Well, what parent doesn't? You can't take that personally.
No, you can't, but really pretty much everything I do. And I understand. She goes, Mom, you're so loud. Can you just tone it down? Please, Mom, but I do. I have to go out with a spray bottle most of the time, if it's hot.
And so you just...
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
I do. Like if I'm going to a garden center, for instance, and it's really warm.
I can't imagine you're the only one in the garden center and it's warm outside and you have a spray bottle.
I think I'm the only one. I think there's it's a weird thing, for sure. Are there any people out there that faint out in the heat? Not one. See? Not one. I have no cooling system. I don't know what that's about, but.
They were with you on the night owl thing. I think you lost him on this
I
one.
lost him on the spray bottle. Okay.
So you get out there, and these two, Tommy Lee and Morgan, are fighting over you.
Yes.
in the film. Mm-hmm. What is it like to have these two guys fighting over you?
Okay, first of all, they are kings. Like you walk into a room and it's like, okay, King George and they're kings, and they take up all the air in the room and all the space. So I was actually intimidated. Wow. The only other person I was intimidated working with was Clint Eastwood. Because
Similar.
It's a similar thing. I mean, these guys their presence is huge. And so I thought, you got to be on your game, Rene, because I know I can be a little scattered and I can forget lines. And I thought, you got to be on it. So that was kind of scary for me. And when we started, so it's rehearsal time. And when you rehearse, it's like in a hall, right? So they put down sort of with tape places that you can go in and out, like this would represent a door going this direction, and then it's a long hallway and windows, etc. Well, I'm not looking at the freaking floor when I have to act the scene. So I guess I started. I didn't think about it. I was supposed to stop at the door, and I didn't do it. And Morgan, the first time, he said to me, "Woman, look down at the ground." And I said to myself, I got to lay my boundaries now. I said, I'm looking. It's blue squiggly lines. I said, this is why I dropped out of high school. And that was that's how I set the tone. I was like, what? I don't read this. I can't read this. I don't know what this means, like which way the door is opening. So that's how we started. And Tommy Lee, who is like a badass, I think he's really got a soft heart, but he's kind of a badass.
Like in real life, he's a badass? Like
you wouldn't want to mess with Tommy Lee Jones, right? He kind of is a badass. Even though I find he would hate for me to say this, but I find that he's got a really soft heart. I think he's the most complex person I've ever met. But I saw out of the corner of my eye that he was slightly amused, and I thought, okay, I got him. But you have to kind of really be on it with these guys, especially both of them. Right. And they're so good at what they do. I don't think either of them messed up a line, not once. There's always one scene that I can't get right. So I was and at one point they were doing a scene. And I remember looking at them thinking, God, you guys are so good. You're 8-year-olds before my eyes. And suddenly I'm in the movie theater. Yeah. And I missed my line completely. And they were like, that's your line. I was like, oh man. So that was.
Because even at their age, they're such pros.
They're pros, they do it, they want to get out. Like, let's do it and let's get out. So there's not like...
Which is what you want to do when you get on a movie set, too, it sounds like.
I just want to get out, period. I don't even want to do the scene. It's like, you know, that's not altogether true, but yeah.
Your husband is one of the great screenwriters that we have right now, Mr. Dan Gilroy. He did Nightcrawler, and he just did Roman J. Israel. As a director, he's written a bunch of other movies, too. Right. And you worked with him so wonderfully on Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought it was really one of the best performances and representations of media I've seen in quite a long time. What was it like? Because you're sitting here and you're saying, you know, often you don't get roles that are a lot for you to chew on. What was it like to get that role? Because it was such a meaty role and performance.
Right. Well, I live with him, and so it was coming to me. That was going to come to me. No, but he did. He wrote it for me, and I'm so lucky to have it because I don't think I'd be offered a role like that if not for Dan. And it was a role that I hadn't played, so it was exciting. And it's funny because I got it and I thought, well, I don't know. I mean, I love the script.
Did he have to convince you to do it?
No, God, no. And I loved the script, but I thought, well, maybe she should be a little more like this or a little more like that. And the truth is, at the end of the day, I didn't change a word. And but people say, well, how do you work together? Do you fight? If we have anything at all, I would say something before we get on the set. So that's kind of so we don't have to fight on the set, because you know. And occasionally, I will say, listen, you know, you listen to Denzel Washington. You have to listen to me on this. So anyway, but it was a great role. And I had it was a challenge, so I didn't mind getting up for that.
Oh, and that's what it is. You want to be challenged, and you feel like you're often not asked to be challenged. You
know, well, first of all, I don't think there are that many great roles, period. So if you're not an action figure, there are very few, especially for my age range, although more and more, we have great content now. I mean, there's so much great television, Netflix, Amazon, so it's great for artists or great for, you know, producers, directors, everyone right now. But I couldn't do TV because that would be up way too early every day for a long time. So, this getting up thing in the morning. I love it. So, but
have you been offered TV shows and you've just been like, not getting up?
No, as a matter of fact, I just recently changed agencies, and I went in and I said, okay, guys, I think I know why I'm here. You're thinking TV. I'm just going to let you know right now. There ain't going to be any TV. I mean, at some point, maybe.
Like,
I said, I
like,
did.
Great.
I did. They were probably thinking, oh, shit, we already have her in here, Christ. They were like, oh, no, that's fine. I'm like, no, you're lying, but it's okay. So,
you're going to make a lot of money off this one, guys.
Yeah, you're going to make any money off this one. But they still came forward and offered me some TV, but I don't think I could work that hard that long. I know I sound lazy.
No, not at all.
Just like 12-hour days, getting up that early. So I mean, there are other things to do in life, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like you enjoy life outside of work.
I do. It's like the phone rings and it's like, ooh, I get to, you know. I mean, what's exciting to me is I lie in bed at night and I think, okay, so I can put that ceanothus plant, that's a native California plant, with that particular color of Fremontia. This is how I fall asleep. It's not memorizing lines or thinking about a role. It's like I could be a landscape architect. Yeah. And so I design the garden at night, and I get really excited, and I wake up excited. So you have to have a job that you're kind of happy to get up for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if that's the thing that pushes you forward, nurturing a garden and watching things grow, that's a pretty beautiful thing. And to sort of take away movies and TV so that you can do that, it seems logical to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
When did you find that you love gardening?
God,
we're going to talk about gardening, everybody.
That's a really good... do we have any gardeners in the audience? No gardeners.
This is New York City.
Okay, that's true.
It's difficult to find a gardener in New York City. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. That's so true.
I've been like multiple times, I'm going to join a community garden. I'm not going to do that.
I don't know, but I don't grow like food. Like I did try tomatoes. But I just think it's beautiful. I mean, I just like, I don't know, it's peaceful. And this business isn't peaceful. It's kind of, it's stressful. For me, it's stressful. So a garden is just, you know, I just like being in it.
Well, it's an incredibly stressful business. It's a freelance business, so you don't know exactly what the next job is.
Right,
the next job could fall through.
Right.
Why do that when you can just let
Garden.
something grow?
That's right, and just watch it and sit back. Because it is stressful when people think, oh, like Fantasia was at the other show that I just did. She was warming up in the other room, and when she came out, I said, hey, I love you. We gave each other a hug, etc. And I said, I can't believe it. All I have to do is talk. You have to go out and sing this early in the morning. She goes, I know, pray for me. I'm like, you don't need prayer for that. And I realized, I thought, yeah, you know, I guess you're always, it's always you have to be on. Like I never know, okay, here's a movie. Am I going to make the mark? Is it going to, am I going to be good? Am I going to, you know, so it's always a little stressful like that.
Right. And it's never something that you can kind of, that you're in that
I'm not
much
in control
of.
No.
You're in control of your garden.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're in control of something grows. You can work harder or less hard about it. But yeah, it's someone else's judgment of you that is the thing that makes you work or not.
And it's a team effort. So if you have a sucky, like, for instance, editor that cuts you out of the film, which has happened on many occasions, you know, you can't, it's a team effort. So you don't always know what you're going to get. There are things that I thought, oh, that was a good scene. They cut it out. Oh, that was funny. It's not in. And so, you know, with Dan, that's cool because he, you know, I mean, not that I see myself and I don't go in, but what's on the page is usually on the screen, where it isn't in a lot of films.
And also, if he's going to cut you out of something, I'm sure he's going to have a really nice,
warm
really conversation with you beforehand.
Honey, you know what? It's just, we got to cut this down. So, I mean, I understand that.
Yeah. Let's get some questions from our audience. Who has a question? Right here.
Hi. You've been in the industry for quite some time. I was just wondering, what was like one of the challenges for you, you know, being able to become an actress?
One of the challenges for me, besides getting up early, you know, I think that I'm just like really, I know, let's talk about early. That's a big one. You know, I'm an anxious person, so I think knowing that I'm shy in a way. What does that mean, shy? It means like it's hard for me to, even though it doesn't seem it because I'm blathering on here, but I have social anxiety a little bit. So if you're going on a set with 200 people and you have to act in front of them, that can be nerve-wracking. So I think that's always a challenge.
And also interact with them as well in between
interact
acting.
with them, yeah. But I end up knowing all of them intimately, somehow. For someone who is nervous and afraid of that, I do usually end up knowing your life story. Somehow.
Next question. Right here.
Hi, Rene Russo.
Hey.
You look very nice today.
Thank you.
How's it like working with Morgan Freeman and Tommy Lee Jones this year?
What was it like? You know, what I loved about the two of them is not so much working with them, but what it was like off screen. They're really interesting people. Morgan would be in the desert and he would be serenading and singing, you know, singing songs to us. And he's got a beautiful singing voice. And Tommy Lee Jones was interesting because I'd heard stories like, oh God, you know, he's like, you know, he can be really gruff. So just so you know that, I'm like, oh, okay.
I like that Tommy Lee Jones off camera is essentially Tommy Lee Jones on camera.
Oh, he is. No, he is. And he doesn't talk. So, and I'm always the one that's like, hi, like I need to fill up the air with like blather, and he just doesn't talk at all. So it's like, okay, I don't really know what to talk about. But then I just learned, chill out, man, just hang. And he'll say something if he wants to say something to you. Plus, you never know if actors want to talk to you. Sometimes they're preparing. And then other actors, like, you know, practice their burping as loud as they can before a dramatic scene. You just don't know. But he's interesting. He's really complex and really, I found really sensitive. And so that was just really interesting to get to know him, to get to know both of them.
I don't know how to handle people who don't talk. personally. They'll know my life story by the end because I'll start getting nervous and I'll just start talking.
Yes!
And then eventually, like, I'll just spill out insecurities about myself because I'm just like,
me too!
It's like being in a therapist's office and the therapist is going next thing, and I'm just going deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I walk away being like, they could really burn me with all the information I just gave them about myself. Like, a terrifying thing.
You don't seem that way to me.
I think if I was with Tommy Lee Jones in a room, by the end he would know like all my family issues or something, you know.
Right? Me too, but he's so quiet, and I got the goods on him that I thought, no, I'm just gonna play cool.
You got the goods, yeah. Then you can
I
play
got the
cool.
goods on him that he wasn't gonna talk. Like I didn't get the goods on Clint Eastwood. So when I first met him, I'm, hi, Clint. You know, I was a little intimidated by Clint. We got in the car to drive to the location. There wasn't a word for like a minute. I'm like, okay, I don't know about helicopters because I know he's a pilot. I can't ask him about that. Don't say like the weather is interesting because that's a ridiculous thing to say. I mean, I think we went there the whole time and we didn't speak. And I was like, I could not even fill up the conversation with anything interesting. So that was that, you know.
And that was it.
That was it. It was like 3 minutes in silence, which is unusual for me, but that's kind of how that went down.
Did he ever open up with you after that, or was that really the gist of the relationship?
No, he was great. Early on, we made a pact. We both love garlic. I said, I'm gonna eat garlic every day, and you're gonna eat garlic every day, so we cancel each other out.
Keep
he
those
was like,
vampires away?
Because if you both eat if you both eat,
oh right,
then you don't smell each other. Do you guys know that? Right, you guys know that. Okay. So we go away, we take a break, and we had to come back, and there was one scene to shoot. We had one scene left, and I was pregnant, and I couldn't eat garlic. In fact, garlic made me sick, and it was a love scene. Now, I didn't tell him I was pregnant, and I could not stand the smell of garlic, and I was a little nauseous to begin with. And he had garlic. So that was a really interesting scene. I remember that was bad.
I think I remember that sex scene and watching it going, why does it seem like she hates him?
It was a good scene, though. It was good, but I remember like, oh boy, you got to hold it together here. Because I had morning sickness. And there's certain things you can't eat when you're pregnant. Like I love garlic, couldn't have garlic or like onions or anything like that.
I didn't know you couldn't have garlic when you're pregnant.
You can, but for me, I couldn't. Like all of a sudden, I was off garlic. You know.
Yeah, made you sick.
Made me sick. Yes.
You'll be the first woman to ever say Clint Eastwood made them sick.
No, he didn't. He's a good kisser, and all the other scenes are really good, and he's the greatest, and I love him.
I think we have time for one more question right here.
Hi, your daughter double majored in college, and then she still takes after you. She's doing modeling now. Can you just share some experiences? Like, has it been really joyful to see your protege and who's your daughter to do the same things you used to do, and do you get involved at all?
You know what's great about Rose is that when I started out modeling, I think I was super insecure, and I'd never been to New York, and I'd never been anywhere outside Burbank. And so when I came here, I was really intimidated. I got in a cab. The cab driver was like, where are you going? I said, I'm not really sure. He said, get out. I was like, oh my God, I'm 19 years old. My daughter's cool. I mean, she's not afraid. She's fearless. So she comes on her own. She goes to interviews. She's amazing. I was just really self-conscious about everything. So I think the greatest thing about Rose is she has this confidence, and she can throw something on, get out of the house, and I love that. I mean, she's my hero, Rosie. Thank you.
That's so cool. When did you start to feel like your daughter was your hero?
You know, when I saw how easy it was for her, I think, and how confident she was. And I mean, I'm a high school dropout. She's a double major. So I mean, not that education is everything. Some of the most interesting people I know are high school dropouts, but she didn't want to go. She was in a little college upstate New York. It was like 2 plane rides and a car ride there. But she stuck it out. I mean, she really stuck it out and did it. She was kind of, that was not an easy time because we were like, we had to stick it out too. but she's a hard worker, and she's there's a confidence that she has that I never had. So, you know, she's given me some good life advice.
Well, that's so cool. Do you feel like you did something I'm sure you did.
Well, I have to say.
But that gave her that confidence, something that you noticed about yourself that you didn't want to impart onto her?
That I didn't want to impart on her?
You said that you didn't have much confidence, so how did
you?
Yeah.
I was careful not to do that, and I think she has the best dad in the world, and I didn't have a father, so my dad left when I was really young, and I think that was hard because I remember that, you know, so that wasn't great, and I never saw him again, so that wasn't like great. That didn't exactly, you know, that doesn't give you all the confidence in the world. I think people that don't have dads, I think it's harder, especially if they leave when you're really young. I think it doesn't do much for your confidence because you think it's your fault. And then my mom had my sister right after that, so then her attention went to my sister. So now I hate my sister.
I'm gonna do that thing. I'm gonna do the thing where I sit silently, and I'm just gonna let you go.
Oh yes, here we go. I'm gonna start. You're gonna know everything now in a minute. Everything about me. So no, but you know what?
That's Tommy Lee Jones impression.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But no, so I love my sister. She's my best friend. I love her. But I think when you grow up like that, there is a certain, so I'm the wallflower, and you know, you feel deserted, and I think that you do carry that around with you. So I feel for people that dads, you know, leave when you're young. And you know, Rosie's got an amazing dad. She just has this amazing, there may be dads as good, but no dad's better.
Oh, that's an amazing thing to say.
Yeah. So that's rare. I mean, I don't know what that's like. I can't even imagine having a dad. I couldn't imagine what that's like.
Right. And I'm sure that confidence comes from an amazing support system, you know.
It does.
Yeah.
So I know that she had that. Yeah. She had that going for her. But
well, that's amazing. I mean, congratulations on what is probably the greatest achievement a life could ask for.
What?
You know?
It's true. I mean, I don't take a lot of credit for it. She probably came out that way, but you know, she probably did come out that way. You know, your kid comes out, you look at him, you go, oh, and they don't change from there. Wow, you're really strong, and you know.
That's one of the things. It's like you try to achieve so many things in your life, but if at a certain point you can say, oh, look at my kid, they're cool, and they're on top of it.
That's right.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the thing.
That's the one thing I've done. And now, because of Rosie, I'm just now, in case any of you guys are insecure about your age and where you are in life, I think I'm only just now feeling more confident. Oh, wow. You know.
So she's become a kind of...
That's taken a long time. Yeah, she has. She's really bringing me into a different, you know, new place. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, you can always grow. It's like, what the hell? Am I really this age, 63, and I still, like, have no... I'm not saying I have no confidence, but I still... You know, it takes a while to sort of feel like you're comfortable in your own skin.
Oh, yeah. It
yeah,
does.
I mean, when you're young... Oh, see, you know. I'm not going to say anything. I want to hear everything. I'm not going to talk. But so that takes... Come on, like, spill the beans. Like, I'm really open here. So I think, you know, so that's... You know, I say to young people, God, if I could just give you that, you know, that sort of wisdom... But, you know, to be kind to yourself, it takes a long time to change. It takes a long time. You never stop. My wish on a birthday cake every year, or a candle, or anything I blow out, is wisdom. Please give me wisdom. That's it. That's the one thing. Because, you know, all the other stuff, you can have the world. It doesn't matter. In fact, I've worked with a lot of people that have everything you could possibly think that you want to be happy, and it doesn't make any difference.
Well, usually the people who have everything that you could possibly want to make happy had an ambition that drove them to get that stuff.
True.
And that ambition, that kind of hole never goes away.
It doesn't go away, ever. Yeah. I was that kid that wore a body cast, that was made fun of, that in school, and you know what? Forever you will still be that kid in that geeky body cast with a bra over the body cast that you shove toilet paper in. You will always be that person. Like, you will always be that person. So you have to kind of fight that. On the other hand, it's given me compassion. If you're bullied, I'm not saying it's obviously great, it isn't, but it's a trade-off. I think without it, you wouldn't have a certain amount of compassion for other people. It's kind of interesting to know that dark side of life, in a way. I'm happy for that, even though I think it leaves you scarred. There's something cool about it. It gives you like a bigger, like more paint in your paint box.
Absolutely.
You know, like you have more colors, and so as an actress, I can pull out that, you motherfucker, you bullied me the whole time of my life. I'm using that in this scene. You know, where maybe I wouldn't like have that necessarily.
You can pull it out for when you're looking for wisdom on
right?
the daily,
yeah.
you know,
or
in
you
your
can
actual
pull
life.
it out with like road rage. I mean, I have gone after people on the road. I don't anymore. I'm like a friend. No, being bullied, well, you will say, you will. I drove, I had Rosie in the back seat when I first gave birth, and I went into the bank parking lot, got out of the car. It was like, roll down your fucking window, and I seriously could have killed the guy.
What do you do? Cut you off, or just sort of get?
Yes. Yeah. I mean,
what did he say when you
really fast? Like, I think he was stunned, and it was right after Lethal Weapon. So I was like, and it was just like, okay, you go ahead and try me. I thought I was Lorna Cole.
Did he recognize you?
Well, see, later I
You're
realized
like,
you gotta really
like,
stop.
Rene Russo?
Yeah. I think I was so crazy, but it does pay off. Like one time I'm in Martinique, right? Finish the movie, wrap the movie, beautiful summer night, walking down this lane, dark at night. What am I thinking? It's an island. How much crime could be on an island? Beware. Anyway, so a car goes by us, and it's going slow. And I'm not thinking much about it, but there were like 5 guys in the car. But it's like, okay, whatever. And they're driving by, and I am with like Marilyn Monroe. That's who I'm with, like heels, very femme girl. So I see them stop ahead. And they block our way with their car. And now I'm getting a little bit, oh, shit. So I'm thinking, oh, God. So they get out the car, 4 of them. One guy stays in the car. 4 of them come walking towards us. The street is blocked. The 3 come up and stand closer to where you are right now. No, I'm not asking you to stand. Like here.
Right.
And one comes from the backside. And I'm thinking to myself, you motherfucker. See, this is the thing. This is where getting bullied pays off. I was so pissed off. I said, I hate unfairness, right? And I had my bag, and she had hers. And I'm thinking, kill me now. I'm not getting in that car. And the one guy came behind me, and they spoke French. And I don't speak French. But now I turn into Lorna Cole. You never know what you're going to do if something like this happens, and I would not say that everyone should do this. But I wasn't getting in that car. So instead of backing away, I walked towards him. And I got in his face, and I screamed as loud as I could. I hit him. I pushed him and hit him, and I think he grabbed me like this to try to get my bag. I was like, you want to get my bag? And he didn't get it, but my mouth, I screamed so loud and went so berserk on him that they backed off. They left, but they got my girlfriend on the ground because she was just like frozen. But I would say if that ever happens, if it's a gun, okay, it's different. And they could have had a gun, they could have had a knife, but you weren't getting me in that car. Like, kill me now. So some of that sort of pays off, that street kind of thing, but I think some people freeze. But how do we get on this subject? Being bullied. Being bullied causes rage. Oh, you don't get, if you're bullied all the time, then you carry that with you a lot, so you have to calm down now. But yeah, that's the one good thing about being bullied. I saved myself in Martinique.
I feel like I have to find some sort of sequitur to get us to the end of this.
Do you want to
interview,
get some? Where would you like to go? You can just answer the question.
I have to wrap it up, but like,
that's it. Sorry.
I just think it's wonderful to wrap it up, and you mean like that's the good thing of getting bullied.
You can kick somebody's ass for sure.
Specifically in Martinique.
In Martinique.
Renee, Just Getting Started is in theater. When is it in theaters? When can people see it?
Oh my God, December 8th.
December 8th is in theaters. Everybody, the absolutely wonderful Rene Russo.